YouTube friends. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Listen to a little Uprising by Muse. Why? Because Uprising is a powerful song. It makes me think about getting past problems, breaking chains, and stuff like that. And let's talk about it. Chris Spears said, break them chains. So come on, let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about breaking emotional chains. This morning, on my way in, I was listening to Accelerate by Joel Osteen, and he made some really good points. That I'm going to dig into something on it this morning. But, you know, he was talking about how he was talking from a biblical perspective, right? The weakness of the flesh, things like that. But listen, I want to talk to you about everyday life, regardless of your beliefs, because it's going to make sense. At least I think it makes sense. So I hope it makes sense to those of you on Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook that are tuning in. And here's what I want to talk about. Have you ever noticed how in life, sometimes Ian said, break free. Have you ever noticed how sometimes in life we are just controlled by our emotions, how we are just driven to respond immediately, right? We get frustrated about a situation, boom, we react, right? Somebody ticks us off, we immediately pop off at the lip and just blow up on them, right? Someone hurts our feelings and we're quick to go run to Facebook and cry about it to all of our friends and basically make an ass of ourselves. Have you ever been in those situations? Have you ever been in the situation where someone has just frustrated you so bad that immediately you felt like, well, I've got to go take action against them right now. I've got to react immediately. I've got to get revenge. But have you ever noticed how anytime we do that in a negative situation, 9 out of 10 times, the after effect isn't exactly what we were hoping for? You ever noticed how we don't exactly feel vindicated? We don't exactly feel like what we were hoping, I guess, in the end result? Have you ever noticed how sometimes you end up feeling worse? See, Joel Osteen and Accelerate was talking about how this is the weakness of what biblically is referred to as the flesh, right? So, but let's just put this in common sense, non-religious, non-biblical terms. This is called being controlled by our emotions. Now listen, we're human beings, right? Or at least I am. I mean, you might be a space alien, but I feel like I'm a human. At least I think I am. I don't know. Chris, have you ever been abducted by an alien?
No.
I haven't either, but I was watching the new X-Files and they were talking about alien DNA, so I don't know, maybe some of us aren't human. Okay, just kidding, sort of. All right, so let's talk about this, though. What does it mean to be controlled by your emotions? And I mean truly controlled. Well, when we're controlled by our emotions, and you could tell people that are, and you know, Facebook has become a great medium for finding out who some of us are that are controlled and held in bondage by our emotions. And those are those folks that, like, when you make a remark about disagreeing with them politically, they will rant angrily at you, or you say something they don't agree with, and they fire off, and then, you know, it's like comment after comment that's like 8 miles long about how much they hate you and how wrong you are and how bad everything is. See, we have those people at work too, right? We sometimes are those people. People that are controlled or emotionally bonded are people that tend to immediately react and explode because they just don't like what they see or hear. So the challenge is, how do you actually get past that, though? How do you go from being a slave to your emotions to somebody who actually can control their emotions and react accordingly? Hey, what up, Tony Joseph, Mark Donsky, Kristen Thurston in the house on Facebook. Good to see you guys. And for those of you that don't know, this is also streamed live on YouTube every weekday morning, as well as Periscope. So here's the difference between someone who's in control of their emotions and someone who isn't. Sometimes people who are in control of their emotions are referred to as cold or calculating. I know that personally I've been accused of being cold because sometimes when I get in a situation, what's up, Joseph Leonard, thanks for jumping in on Facebook. Sometimes when I'm in a situation that is extremely uncomfortable, I shift into take all the emotions out. Kevin Campbell in the house in Periscope. What's up, bro? Great to have you. I will immediately try and detach myself from the situation and try and think of it from an outsider's point of view. Now, this may seem a little odd or a little cold, but let me explain why I do this. I know I'm an emotional being. I know I get fired up. I know that for me personally, when someone pisses me off, not safe for work. I guess I should have said this at the beginning. When somebody just pisses me off, I don't give a fuck if their feelings get hurt. Internally, what I want to do is if I feel like shit, I want to make you feel like shit back, right? If somebody frustrates me, if somebody says something to me that hurts my feelings, I want to make sure that theirs are hurt twice as bad. If somebody wrongs me in business, I don't just want to get things fixed. I want to make sure that I just absolutely fucking annihilate them. That's what I want to do. Now, that being said, Kevin Campbell said, it's the winner in us. Listen, even though that's what I want to do, what I've learned as I've gotten older, sometimes I have to stop and step back and go, whoa. How is this going to end? What's my real end game? What's my desired outcome? See, sometimes when we get our feelings hurt, sometimes when we get frustrated, the person that's hurting our feelings, or the person that's attempting to hurt our feelings, or the information they're giving us isn't always bad. Sometimes it's something we need to learn from. Not because we're in a bad space, not because we're wrong, but because we can learn about who they are even. See, a lot of times we say things like, and maybe you've said sentences like this, so-and-so hurts my feelings. So-and-so has got me so mad. So-and-so has been driving me crazy. So-and-so is always ruining my day. Let me just back this up and tell you what you're really saying. I'm so weak-minded right now that I let so-and-so take control of my feelings. I'm so weak right now, I let so-and-so ruin my day. I'm being so weak-minded right now, I'm letting so-and-so bring me down. See, you are the one with those feelings. Now, I'm not saying they don't rub us the wrong way. Kevin Campbell said it. You're letting someone live in your head rent-free, right? Now, I'm not saying that we don't get our feelings hurt. I'm not saying that we don't get angry. What I'm saying is, if someone else is doing something, it can only affect us if we allow it to come in. If we allow it inside us. Someone smarter than me said, which is a lot of people, but someone smarter than me said this. Listen, if you're in a boat, right, out in the ocean, there could be waves all around you, but the boat doesn't start to sink until the water comes in. So if we don't let water in the boat can't fucking sink. Now think about that. The boat can be crashing around in the waves. Everything from the outside can be beating against the hull. But if we don't let the water in the boat can't sink. Now, if somebody is out there pushing you negatively, they're trying to hurt your feelings. They're trying to tell you you're not worthy. They're trying to tell you you're not a great person. They're trying to tell you you'll never amount to anything. They're trying to tell you that you won't succeed. They're trying to tell you that you are a giant piece of shit. None of it matters until you let it in. See, they can't sink your boat unless you let the water come in. Being a slave to your emotions means allowing other people to penetrate your thoughts. It means allowing other people to affect you. It means allowing the outside to come in. Think about what is slavery at its core? Slavery is what? It's letting someone else control you, right? In the slave days, there were slaves. Why? Because, well, I mean, there's still slavery all around the world, but let's just talk about America, okay? So people were putting people into bondage. They were making them slaves, right? But guess what happened? People fought back. People fought back from that to get out of slavery, right? Emotionally, you can fight back. And the easiest way is to not allow someone to have control of you in the first place. What's up, Living Hispanic in the house, jumping on the Periscope. Amanda, Ryan Girardi, Angelina, thank you so much for jumping in, folks. Listen, the only way to break the emotional bonds of slavery is to recognize right now. Recognize right now. Brian Armstrong said, don't be defined by extrinsic factors. Know your own worth. You've got to recognize right now who actually has control of your emotions. Now, I didn't say it's going to be easy. I didn't say this is just, you're just going to flip the switch and go, okay, I'm in control. Listen, I'm somebody who spends a lot of time attempting to detach myself emotionally from almost every important situation, almost every important decision, I should say, in my life. I remove emotion. I attempt to remove emotion and look at things from a logical perspective, right? So when I get my feelings hurt, or when someone's attempting to hurt my feelings, or whatever, when I start to feel that coming on, I'm like, ugh, I try and detach emotionally and say, you know what? What's that person trying to accomplish right now? Are they trying to say something to hurt my feelings, or are they trying to be constructive? Are they trying to bring me down, or are they trying to help me recognize something so that I can be elevated? First, you got to just stop and think, what is the desired outcome that that person is trying to communicate to me, right? We listen with the intent to understand, because sometimes we get mad, we get angry, we get hurt, we get frustrated because we think someone's trying to beat us down when really they're scared and they're trying to lift us up. Now, sometimes they're trying to beat us down. Sometimes they're trying to shit all over your day. Sometimes they're pissing in your breakfast. That's the attempted outcome. Sometimes they're trying to shovel water in your boat so that it can be sunk. But if we don't take a moment to stop and at least listen with the intent to understand, we can't even begin to guess the intention. We just start being a slave. So don't be a slave. Don't be a slave. Stop and think. Listen with the intent to understand. What is that person trying to communicate to me? Okay? Hey, Leah Brown, thanks for jumping in on Facebook. What's up? Appreciate you jumping in. So first, stop and say, listen with the intent to understand. When that person is when I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting my feelings hurt, are they trying to bring me down? Are they trying to beat me up? Are they trying to shovel buckets of water and sink my boat? Or is it something constructive that they're trying to bring to me? Then, decide how you want to respond. Don't let your emotions control how you respond. Don't be a slave, right? Don't let someone else control you. Instead, say, okay, now how should I be responding to this situation? Chad Dobier, what up, bud? How should I respond? The next step, and I'm going to say this, and this is the hard one, the next step is detach. Detach from your emotion. For that moment, detach yourself. Think of it like you're watching the situation. How many times have you given advice to your friends and then done a shit job of following it yourself? How many times have you been that friend that's like, girl, you need to dump him. He is so horrible. He don't take care of you. He don't even take you out to dinner. He's creeping, right? How many times have you seen that take place? And then that same girl that's giving that advice is dating another gigantic douchebag, right? How many times have you seen guys say to a friend of theirs, man, dude, I can't believe that you're dating her. Oh, man, she's like all over so-and-so's Instagram. Bro, she's just doing that. Thanks, Amanda Ryan. Apparently that's my dang girl voice I just threw out there. How many times have you given advice to someone where you're like, bro, man, she's playing you, dog. She's all over so-and-so's Instagram. This. No, man, she loves me, bro. She loves me, man. She's all about me. Only to find out, bro, she don't love you, right? You start going through that phone bill that you've been paying for and you see she's creeping. How many times have you given someone advice in business where you've said, listen, you've got to have the balls to take a risk. You've got to be willing to jump. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there. You got to be willing to fail. Only you're afraid to fail. Only you're not willing to take a risk. Only, as Chris said, right? Isn't that Jeezy? No nuts, no glory, right? How many times have we given that advice, but we haven't taken it? Why? Because we're a slave to our emotions. Because we're afraid. We're afraid. Because we are afraid of what? We're afraid of failing? No. We're afraid of what the response will be from others. See, we're being a slave to our emotions. So we have to detach ourselves out and start thinking, if I'm watching this situation, what advice would I give to those people? And you have to make yourself one of those people and emotionally detach. See, we all have emotions. We're human, right? We have feelings. They get hurt. Now I'm going to say something you're not going to like. Fuck your feelings. They're not doing you any good when they're negative. Fuck your feelings. They don't matter. They're not helping. See, when you're getting your butt hurt, when you're getting upset, when you're getting angry, when you're getting frustrated because of, because of something someone else did, no. Your frustration lies here. You're frustrated because you're allowing, see that frustration that creeps in is because you're allowing someone to control you. You're allowing someone to enslave you via your emotions. That's why you're frustrated. So how do you get past it? First, listen with the intent to understand. See if they're truly trying to put water in your boat to sink your boat, or if they're stepping up trying to give you constructive criticism because they care and want to help you grow. In the second case, be thankful for that. Learn from it. In the first case, fuck them. Don't let the water in your boat, right? So step one, listen with the intent to understand. Step two, emotionally detach and think of it as if you're watching two people in this situation. What advice would you be giving? Step three, take your own fucking advice. That's it. Listen with the intent to understand. Step out, be the third person watching the situation so that you could give good advice. And step three, take your own advice. Listen, there's a reason that you have, a gut response when you watch it, when you look at situations. It's usually because you know the right thing to do. You're just allowing yourself to be enslaved by your emotions, which is keeping you in fear and preventing you from taking the action that you need to take. For those of you that jumped in on this Periscope, Facebook live stream, or YouTube live stream toward the end, go back and watch it from the beginning. I'm going to ask you a favor, though. If you like it, thank you for all the hearts, by the way, on Periscope. I appreciate it. I think we're probably getting up to, we're probably close to what, 250,000 hearts now, Chris? We got to get over 1 million. 243,000. I know we can get to over 1 million this year. Listen, if you like this, thank you, Leah Brown, for all the claps. I appreciate it. Thank you for everybody tuning in on Facebook. Appreciate it. Thank you for everyone that tuned in on Periscope and everyone on YouTube live stream. Before you go, last thing, rockstarautoconference.com. Next up, sponsoring it, hook people up with tickets. Automax Training Recruiting, sponsor, hook people up with tickets. Auto Alert, sponsor. And our boy Grant Cardone in the house, live and in person, March 21st, Kalamazoo, Michigan. If you're in sales, even if you don't sell cars, you want to be part of this, go to rockstarautoconference.com, $59, get yourself a live stream ticket. Don't be a little baby. Don't be a slave. Don't be a little wussy. I'm going to tell you right now. Don't do it because I'm telling you to do it. Do it because, well, if you want to get better, go do it. rockstarautoconference.com, hook up. Thanks again for tuning in. Now, go out there and make your day amazing. You are now tuned in to